Hello and welcome, everybody. Whoopsies. There we go. Let's try that again. Hello and welcome, everybody, to the TRACKILICIOUS Thursday GT3 reverse grid stream. My apologies, my mic was on, it just wasn't selected. You gotta love live TV and how when things update, they just decide to deselect sometimes. So, yep, you gotta love it. Pots, just throwing it in the toilet right away. That's pretty much, yep, end stream. All right, everyone, stream's over. Goodbye. No. Hello and welcome, everyone. Hope you're having a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in this fine world. Of course, I'm Mike Nause in the booth. We have some GT3 action ahead of you tonight. It's going to be reverse grid. People wanted GT3s, and this is what they get. So, as we have it, of course, our GT3 drivers out on track. We got 24 reverse grid drivers for us tonight. Much better in terms of turnout than the M2, so you absolutely love to see it. We're here at the lovely Spa-Francorchamps, which you can see in the background there. The drivers just coming out onto track to begin their outlap. It's a real corker of an outlap, too. I think it's 4.3 miles? Yes, 4.3 miles. Did it off of memory there. 19 corners and 9 to the right, 10 to the left. So quite a few corners to negotiate for these drivers tonight, and quite a few corners to invalidate on as well. That's going to be something to really keep an eye on, these drivers pushing the track limits above and beyond the limits that they are allowed to go. How's the weather tonight? Well, Pots, you know my predictions in terms of weather and how optimal they are, but let's take a look here. Looking at the weather in terms of qualifying, we are going to have a dry qualifying session. Now, when it comes to the race, it is Belgium. Anything can happen here in the Spa countryside, and, well, I'm going to predict a little bit of rain, which probably means it's going to be dry because my predictions are always off. We saw some rain in the previous GT3 races, and that caused some absolute chaos and carnage, which I love to see. Of course, all drivers managing to navigate it to the most extent. No big incidents, but nonetheless, you can see it's a very gloomy day in the background, but I'm not seeing any forecast of rain as of yet. Big shout out to everyone in chat. Potts, Weaver, Beachley, welcome you guys. You're going to be the first ones here tonight. Like I said, we have a reverse grid race ahead of us, which means we have 2 races, meaning one race will be in the qualifying order that you see here. The drivers out in qualifying as it stands. They're going to be pushing to set the best possible time to get the best possible position in the first race. Now, the second race, that's where things get shaken up a little bit. Of course, the driver is going to be having to swap back and forth from where they finished in the first race. Let's say Ollie Raza here, Will Brunner, who we're currently looking at, finishes P1 in the race. He will be starting P last in race 2. And vice versa. Will Brunner, he finishes last, he'll be starting P1. So it's a full-on reverse grid from the order of the race before. Extremely exciting, no pit stops, 20-minute sprint to the end. It's going to be elbows out in the second race for sure. Race 1, we'll definitely see in terms how these drivers manage. Of course, I'm seeing a lot of red lap. Actually, nobody started a lap yet. We actually have Will Brunner, who just began his first lap. But nonetheless, Cody. Also, welcome Cody Blanton in chat. Hope I'm doing well. I'm doing great myself, Cody. Thank you very much. Had a nice and easy afternoon. Second broadcast of the day, so you love to see it. Hope you're doing well yourself. I hope everyone's having a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you guys are in this fine world. We're here in Spa-Francorchamps, Belgium, and let's head on down into the race. And John Hawley making the comment, if Ollie finishes P1, we will see we'll see Hawley. First off, welcome. Second off, I saw some competition out there tonight in the somebody topping the time charts. Now, I don't want to talk them up too big because I've never seen them drive before, but Ryan McIntosh here, we'll see what they have underneath the, well, I was going to say bonnet, but underneath the rear end of that Porsche 992 here tonight in these GT3 cars. This is going to be his first lap to the line. It's going to be an invalid one at a 219. Will Brunner, where is he going to fall? Currently going to be heading around the Fangnas, heading into them, I should say. But yes, Ollie Raza going to be looking to be the strong prospect in terms of choice when it comes to drivers here tonight. We'll see, though, if that actually, well, comes to anything. Since we're in this qualifying session and have a little bit of a minute before we really start to see lap times getting thrown on the board, we do have our first one, Aiden Sai, I am assuming is how you say that, Aiden Sai, on the board for the first time. Ollie Raza quick to beat it and to the top of the time charts as well, with Jason Provolone coming in third there in the It Ain't Easy Being Cheesy Audi. The return of the James May Cheese livery. We'll take a look at that a little bit later. And Provi saying, yeah, huge grid compared to the M2s. Yeah, absolutely. Lots more drivers here tonight and enjoying the GT3s more so than the M2s, which, you know, fair enough, to each their own. Of course, this is the GT3s are going to be the main event in this game after all, so no surprise there. Thought there was a week break before the GT3 series, so you missed the opening. Oh yeah, Potts, I think you're out on vacation if I'm not mistaken, aren't you? Saw your Instagram. Looked like you were having a lovely time with the missus. And happy birthday to her as well. Devin Anthony out in the McLaren. He's going to need to set a time. That could be the difference between about 5 positions here. I would expect a few drivers to not actually set a time. With a shorter qualifying here, it's going to be about a, 14 minutes, 16 minutes, 13, something like that. Regardless, shorter qualifying than 20, and going to need to set a lap on the board, as when you invalidate here, you're typically going to invalidate either really early or really late in the lap. And really, you can, well, it can be quite frustrating to invalidate early. You just have to trundle around the lap for the rest of it and be sad. And celebrating the girlfriend's 40th in Maui. Awesome. That's super cool, Potts. I hope you're having a lovely time down there, both you guys. And that must be fun, too. We have as well Liam Hinman in the black and gold McLaren, befitting a champion, leading the time charts currently at a 2:17, 3/10 quicker than Ollie Raza. Automatic Rabbit also lurking, welcome. AV6 Scott decided to skip the race and watch it instead. Fair enough, wanted to give the others a chance to win. You know what, Scott? I can respect the sportsmanship from you on that one. That's truly nice. Also, Thomas Snoopy, welcome, welcome. Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. As I said before, hope you're having a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in this fine world. Kevin Rivera, hydrate with some H2O. I only do that if there is race fuel involved. But while we're waiting for Kevin to redeem his 5 hydrates, presumably in short succession, why don't we take a look at the calendar coming up here. We have, of course, our GT3 calendar. We just had the Nürburgring. We got the Hungaroring coming up on the 19th, a 30-45 doubleheader. And, of course, round 1 of our Winter Porsche Cup Series. Make sure you guys sign up for that on SimGrid. I will make sure I should probably do this before I start talking about it always. But SimGrid in the chat, you can find a link there to all of our events. You can also type !GT3, !P-Cup, and so on and so forth to find their respective championships. The Nürburgring P-Cup race starting season winter. I don't know. There's no season numbers for this. On the 19th. Definitely look forward to that. Driving flat 6s around the Hungaroring. Also, the Maserati Madness on the 27th. Make sure you guys sign up for that. Kyalami 30-45 doubleheader. That one's going to be fun. I love Kyalami. I love Maseratis. Who doesn't? And it's going to have 2 races in terms of that one. We also, of course, have our GT4 Rookie Championship on Mondays. That will be up next at Brands Hatch on the 27th. Got a little bit of an off week, of course, due to Thanksgiving, I think. I'm not sure. It's actually Monday, so I don't know what that Monday is. Also, the GT4 Open Series, which is going to be on our Patreon, or Patreon members involved, as well as any other supporters. We'll get into that more in a minute. Our GT3 Reverse Grid has now started up. You can see November 16th on the calendar. Up next, Silverstone on the 30th, then Hungaroring and Nürburgring. Oh my goodness, and it's happened immediately. This is amazing. One Bigley dropping a $5 tip. Thank you so much, giving a $5 donation. Jacob Church, and just absolute legend of the community. And speaking of Jacob Church, an absolute legend, as well as our other supporters, you can see their names on screen right now. All our Patrons, which are all a part of the Patreon member series if they would like. Most of them are, of course. And very exciting grid open there. Thank you to everyone. You can type Patreon to find a link there. If you guys do support, thank you so much in advance to everyone that does put their name down, and thank you to everyone especially on this list already. You guys are amazing. I have a little special place in my heart, and make us really want to push and do better things. As you can see, make new Patreon graphics as well. Yes, AV6 Scott, realizing there's a new Patreon graphic. Yes, indeed. So thank you guys so much for being a part of that. Now, back into the session here. We got 4 minutes and 30 seconds left of qualifying. It's getting down to the wire. Looking at the timing charts in game here, we have Jacob Wells leading. The young, great Jacob Wells in the I Suck at This Evo White. He has joined us for this championship. I don't think I've seen Jake Wells out on the grid in a long time in a Trackalicious race, barring the road to the grand finals. And he's out there tonight and up top. Let's go, Jake. Also, some support being thrown the way of one big lead, some deserved support. In fact, you know what? That's a great idea. Bam. I gave some energy as well to Jacob Church. He's an absolute legend. And he's going to need it. He's down at the bottom of the time charts right now in the Lexus. Okie dokie, Jacob. Bringing the Lexus to the cards here tonight. Now that is an interesting choice. So far, not quite working out for him in the one bigly Don... Is it... Oh, no. Don Quixote? I'm so sorry. I don't know how to pronounce your car name. And yes, as well, David out on track. Is David out there? Where's David? Actually, I haven't seen David's name. David Alisea, currently on the bottom. Hasn't set a time. One of those drivers that I said it's going to be tough to set a lap. And one big loop, yeah, yep. Strategy from Darren Thomas Snoopy. Darren, are you out there tonight? Let's take a look. Not seeing you at first glance. A lot of names out there, though. 23 of them, in fact. I got to glance through them pretty quick. And John Hawley loving the Lexus. I think there's going to be a lot of drivers out there supporting Jacob tonight for bringing that Lexus to Spa-Francorchamps, which is actually a track that should be quite good. And if you guys do want to see how well it's doing, you can find over at Pit Wall. It'll be right here as well as pinned up at the top of the stream for the rest of the stream. You can find a link to, like I say, our Pit Wall where you can find all the live timings as well as some other fun information. For example, the top speed of these cars. Now, when it comes to the top speed, no surprise, we have Hinman in the McLaren Evo 2 at the top of the time charts, 275 kph. No surprise, the McLaren Evo, one of the quickest cars in a straight line, in fact, the quickest car in a straight line. Yeah, shocker. Up next will be the Lexus of Ollie... Lexus? Oh, man, I'm getting too eager. It's the Ferrari 296 of Ollie Raza after that, of course. Jacob Church is going to be around 5 or 6, but I presume in the race, when we see him actually put in a few more laps, that Lexus will be close to the time when it comes to top speed. Not racing today, spouse needs you. Fair enough, Thomas, fair enough. That is a good reason. And even more energy being thrown the way as well. Wait, no, that was... Yes, even more energy being thrown the way of Jacob Church. Absolute legend. He deserves every bit of it. Also, I still love this. Jake Wells at the top of the time charts ahead of Ollie Raza. Do you think that's going to change, guys? I don't think it is. Ollie Raza's in the pits and done with his qualifying. Now, come race pace, does Jake have what it takes to lead? Jake Wells, the... what is it called? LFM. I apologize. LFM. The LFM streamer by day, COD streamer by night. He is top in the time charts tonight in the Thursday reverse grid. Why is Ryan in P4? I'm not sure. Ryan McIntosh, I will say, I was looking at the start in the free practice. He was absolutely blisteringly quick. hasn't quite managed to put it together in this qualifying just yet. Is about 1 second off the pace of Jacob Wells, but is on a good lap so far. His delta is climbing. He's currently about a half second up and coming into Sector 3 now. Has a few more corners to go. Blanchiment followed up by the bus stop. You can hear that flat 6 roaring down the straight as well. Well, not so straight, I should say, as he goes flat out through Blanchiment. Gets onto the rumble strips now. Going to be the bus stop looking for the braking markers that aren't there off to the side. Somebody has been a naughty boy and taken them out. Does not phase Ryan, though. Ryan going to be coming to the line in the UWU. It's going to be P3. Pablo Navarrete also jumps up to P3 momentarily. Quickly jumped down to P4, though, in that number 7 McLaren. Liam Hinman in P2. He is on a flyer, but currently not improving. 2/10 is going to be needed to overtake Jake Wells, and I don't think there's enough of the track left for that to become a reality. We also have Aiden Tsai currently in P6 on a massive improvement as well. This could be a big shakeup in terms of the times. Is going to be heading to the line now. What's it going to be from P6? It's going to be P4. Nicely done, Aiden Tsai, just behind the likes of Ryan McIntosh, about 3/10 off the pace there. Very close margins tonight. Oh, why is Raza in P4? P6, yeah, I know, right? We have a lot of new names on the field tonight that I do not recognize, and you absolutely love to see it. Currently, Liam Hinman, Ryan McIntosh, Aiden Tsai, all drivers that I have not seen in Trackalicious leagues. So very nice to see, and some new faces out there tonight in the Thursday. And with that pace in the GT3s, I'd love to see them joining our GT3 championship that we offer on Sundays as well. That would be a real shakeup to that championship. As we have it, though, we need to meet our drivers. We got quite a bit of time, so we'll wait just a second. We'll hydrate momentarily before getting into the long-awaited sexy sacks with 24 drivers on the field. As is often the calm before the storm here in the races, especially at Spa. Of course, we do get to avoid here the turn 1, La Source. Of course, Formula 1, they have to dispatch that corner. We here in GT Racing, luckily, do not. That will make it a little bit easier on the drivers to straight run down to the Eau Rouge Radillon complex. And we'll see that, though, after about 4 miles of an outlap tonight. Let's get in here and let's meet our drivers. Starting in P1, it is going to be Jake Wells. I suck at this on Twitch. In P1, the number 8 McLaren Evo 2 beating out Liam Heinemann in P2. The number 86 Curb Crew Racing in the McLaren Evo 2 as well. We have a Porsche 992 in the UWU number 15. Lined up Ryan McIntosh in P3 with Aiden Tsai company in 4th. Pablo Navarrete, 5th quickest in the Just Driving team, the Argentinian driver. Next to Ollie Raza, lined up on row 3. P6 for the Canadian driver. Chase Wright, the controller king in the BMW tonight. Interestingly, the M4 will be the choice of weapon for the controller king in P7. Jason Provolone, it ain't easy being cheesy, and no, it most certainly is not. He's going to be in P8 himself. Kai Yo, 9th quickest with David Funk company in P10. Rounding out our top 10, of course, Kamal Kiatazovic in P11 in the Crazy Rabbits Racing with Will Brunner company in 12th. Kyle Heslin in P13 with Professor Chronotis company in 14th. Next to them will be Justin Moffat, the Mothman himself, back in the Crazy Rabbits Racing, the M4 tonight, with Devin Smallblock Anthony company in 16th. Carlos Guzman going to be 17th quickest, the 139 in the Aston Martin, I think the V8. Also with Jacob Cunningham in P18. Casey Swanseeger going to be lined up in 19th with Reggie King company in the Nutella Lexus in 20th. Jacob Church in the Lexus as well. There's 2 Lexi on the grid tonight, everyone. Let's get some excitement in the chat. Jacob Church in P21, the 253, with Matt Melanson company in 22nd in the Porsche 992. Very bright colors for them. David Alicea, going to be 23rd quickest. The Puerto Rican driver, number 88. Unfortunately, don't have that Noobs R Us livery somehow. And bringing up the rear, last but not least, in the back, it is going to be the no livery 410 of John Hawley. Got 4.3 miles here tonight of an outlap before we go green, and the flags can fly down into the first few corners. Jake Wells will be leading us away. This is going to be a good race, everyone. I cannot wait. This race 1 is going to be good. There's some huge names out on the field. This is almost like a main event race in terms of our Sunday series. When it comes to the names out, there's some very, very fast drivers and some returning drivers as well. Justin Moffitt, a name that I haven't seen out on track in a long time. He has decided to bring the M... What has he decided? You never know with these guys. I think this is the M4, isn't it? Yes, it is the M4. I don't think there are any crazy choices, interestingly. Let's see. Out of all of the drivers, I would have expected Carlos Guzman to take a oddball, but it seems... Oh, no. Has he... Is this what I think it is? Hold on. No, this is the V8. This is the V8. It has a splitter, right? No, it has a diffuser. It has a diffuser, so it's not the V12. It is a V8. No crazy choices tonight. Unfortunate. And Kevin has his money on Ollie Raza. Snoopy 3 seconds off the pace of Jake's time. Good thing your spouse needs you to... Look, Jake, I gotta say, I did not expect those sort of times from him tonight. So, it's looking good. We also have Jaeger Karu. Welcome, Karu, in chat. Joining us tonight. You love to see it. As we get a little pre-race hydration. Something that all drivers should do as well. I think I missed a couple hydrations earlier. I'll call it those, but I need them anyways. Alrighty, we are hydrated and ready to go. Casey Shooty in chat, ready for the green flag as well. Welcome, Casey. And Thomas Snoopy saying BOP tourist. Yeah, look, we have been having discussions here at Trackalicious about using a BOP. We'll see in the future if that comes to fruition. It seems to be the popular play using the LFM BOP. Jake Wells, he'll be well used to that. But tonight, none of that. He's going to be unleashed. The full beast will be unleashed of Jake Wells. Was it water? It was water. It was not Monster this time. I needed to actually hydrate, not dehydrate. I did also take a sip of Monster before the water, though, so I guess it was both, now that I think about it. Thank you for wondering what my choice of hydration is tonight, Kevin. But yes, it's both. It is both. As it stands, we have 23 drivers starting off tonight. 24, if you count John Hawley. He's going to be in the pits, though. He'll be out on track a little bit later than everybody else. Doc Milwee, just in time. Welcome, welcome. We are about to have the green flag. The drivers are going to be lined up here. We have a long ways to go. Don't let this start-finish line get into your head, because this is not where we go green, everybody. We're going to pass this start-finish line and head on down to the next one. So, don't get your hopes up. I know it looks like it. Trust me, it looks like they're going to go green. They're not, though. I can assure you. They're not. Are they, though? Maybe they are. They're not. I can assure, it looks like they are. It really does. Okay, nonetheless. Jake Wells, eager to get underway here. It's such a big build on this track, I gotta say. It really builds the tension. As we come now around La Source, our first corner, now going to be heading down the hill. Once we reach the total energy board here at Spa-Francorchamps, we will go green. You can see all the cars coming down the straight, down towards Eau Rouge Radion. Jake Wells leading us away with Liam Hinman in P2. I'm Mike Nause in the booth as we get ready to go green now, and it's going to be already a drive-through for Moffitt. Amazing start for Jake Wells as well. It's going to be Liam tucking in behind, under pressure, all the top three making their way through. Side by side, Eau Rouge Radion goes Jace Wright and Ollie Raza. Looks like they make it out all right. All the drivers so far so good through Eau Rouge Radion. We are green here at Spa. So far, though, side by side between Ollie Raza and Jace Wright. Jace going to be looking to outbrake Ollie into the zone, but it looks like Ollie closing that gap off with the overspeed. Should have it done. Late on the brakes goes Pablo Navarrete. I think that is. No. It's Aiden Sai. Aiden Sai has decided to take to the runoff road, rejoining the track safely, but that's going to be Jason Provolone, who makes a massive contact with the barrier. Provolone is off and straight into the wall. We'll have to get a replay on what happened there, but as we stand, most of these drivers through on lap one. Jacob Cunningham trying to make his way through the field with Justin Moffitt on the inside there through Rivage, now into No Name. Should be not done, actually. Jacob Cunningham, a lovely defense. We'll have to get a replay later on that. I think we're just going to stick with the action for right now. Ryan McIntosh chasing down Liam Hinman and Jake Wells, leading us away here in lap one. Ollie Raza has made up a position so far up into P5, chasing down Pablo Navarrete, the Argentinian driver. Jace Wright behind them with Kai Yo in P7. And grated cheese he became. More like smushed, I don't know, very smushed cheese. But here we go. A move attempt from Ryan McIntosh. He's going to be wanting to get this done early. Is this a 20-minute sprint race? There is not much time to think for these drivers. They're used to, of course, the 6-hour races, your 3-hour races. These are some very experienced drivers on the grid tonight, which is so awesome to see. Come this reverse grid, these guys are battling for P1, and of course, P1 is going to start in P last come the next time around. Pablo Navarrete has made an absolute mare of the bus stop chicane, somehow managed to hold on to the position. Ollie Raza not able to capitalize. Tucks to the inside, though. You can see this is a decisive move. No, Ollie Raza manages to hold back. I thought he was gone. Graded cheese as they come up the grade here of Eau Rouge Radion. Will pop on board with Ollie. Can see how aggressive he is on the steering wheel there. He actually messed that corner up terribly. That is what you call a track cut, everybody. That will be one warning added on to Ollie Raza's timesheets. If he picks up 4 of those by the end of the race, the stewards will be having a look at that and telling him he needs to make a trip through the pits as a drive-through. Same thing that Justin Moffitt has to do for an out-of-grid place position. Devin Anthony chasing Kamal Kiatazovic for P11. They're trying to make their way into the top 10 with Kyle Heslin in P10 right now, chasing Will Brunner. Devin Anthony also needs to keep an eye. Justin Moffitt, Professor Canotis, Carlos Guzman, and Jacob Cunningham behind. It's a very aggressive pack. Also, how did I miss this? That is a Honda NSX out on the grid, everybody. There is an Acura on the field tonight, a car that I literally have not seen in the game since 1.9 came out. We will have to see how Jacob Cunningham fares in the Magenta Motorsports with his cat plastered on the livery as well. And Jose will be joining Honda soon. Interesting. Is there a particular reason? Where's my beautiful face? You missed it, Jose. It'll be back later. We'll be back in between sessions. What's pulling you to the Honda, though? I'm very curious, because the Honda is a car that I feel like has been very much neglected. And honestly, I personally don't know why. I think it was maybe it had a BOP change. We see some lovely action between some 2 BMWs. This is Kai Yo and Jace Wright. They're going at it currently for P6. Hard racing. You love to see it, but fair racing all around. And you just swap to the Honda. and ran it at the NERB and we're running 53.8s. Yeah, fair enough. 9 laps tonight. Ooh, that's going to be a... No. Probably... maybe. Yeah. Yeah, 9 laps sounds pretty right. Maybe. 9 or 10. Depends. But, yeah, that's a pretty good estimate, I think. As we're 2 laps into the race right now. And we're 5 minutes elapsed. Or 5 minutes elapsed. So, yeah. Maybe 8 or 9, actually. David Funk in the Funky Town Lamborghini. Now, I always have said it, the Lamborghini is one of those cars that you can basically plaster anything you want onto this car. Literally, anything you want, and it will look amazing. We'll take a look at it once we get through these gradient sections here and the track flattens out so my camera will behave me. And we'll get a nice little deep dive. Also, yellow flag. Actually, hold that thought as we have some yellow flags. David Alicea has taken off to an escape road here and the rumble strips. What has happened? Ooh, contact there between a BMW. That looked pretty hefty. Unfortunately, we just caught the tail end of that. That was Jacob Church. That was a Lexus, not a BMW. So Jacob Church and David Alicea having a bit of a coming together, unfortunately. And livery deep dive. Funk car now. Okay, yes. David Funk currently running. Where'd he go? I've lost David Funk. I'm not going to say what I wanted to say. David Funk, here we go. In 8th position, let's take a look at this Funky Town livery. You cannot stop the funk. A lovely, in my opinion, Dance Dance Revolution inspired livery. You know, when I see this, I just think Dance Dance Revolution. Got some Funky Town on the back. Love to see it. Very exciting livery, I gotta say. David Funk must have put some work into that one. As we also now have a great view of the battle happening in front. Whoa! Although we have a big development on track, that is a McLaren, not just a McLaren. That is Liam Hinman stranded on the side of Eau Rouge Radion, and it looks to be a self-inflicted error. What has happened to our P2 runner? Bottoms out on that first... it's looked actually pretty good through the first part. The second curb is where they bottomed out. The Porsche picking the right spot. Wow, almost rejoining the track the wrong way. The black and gold befitting a champion has now been relinquished down to P18. Now 19th. Jacob Church gaining a position there. It's another livery we'll have to take a deep dive into here at some point in this race. Looking up at the front, though, this has developed a battle between Ryan McIntosh and Ollie Raza. And Pablo Navarrete, excuse me. I didn't even really notice that. Pablo Navarrete got the weight of the world on his shoulders right now. Ryan McIntosh and Ollie Raza in the Pakistan Zinabad livery. Ryan McIntosh in the UWU. Also, some invalid laps up at the front. Jake Wells, who has taken away from this race. I do have to say, Jake Wells with a barnstormer of a performance so far. Currently 3 seconds ahead of Pablo Navarrete, and it looks like these two are going to gain or lose more time. These three, I should say, to Jake Wells. If they continue the squabbling, it is going to allow Jake to pull much further away and pretty much guarantee himself a win in race 1 here tonight. Of course, a win in race 1 tonight results in a P last start in next race. So that's always something to keep in mind. We have battling here between Liam Hinman and Jacob Church. Liam dispatching Jacob quite quickly. Now, let's take a look at this Lexus, everybody. I know everyone wants to. In the Don Quixote? I'm not sure what that is. I don't know if anyone in chat can help me out. I'm not sure. Is that Club Penguin? Is this a Club Penguin inspired livery by Jacob Church? Oh, and listen to the sound of that Lexus, everyone. As it rifles through the gears. Sounds amazing. Professor Kenotis, he's making his own track tonight. Takes to the escape there of Eau Rouge Radion. And Raleigh pointing out quite a packed grid tonight. Yes, indeed. Raleigh, how do you say your last name? Have I been saying it wrong this entire time? I'm pretty sure I have, haven't I? It's not Duce, is it? Now that you're here in chat, you can... I've been meaning to ask you that. I was going to message you. We also had Washed Up Squid in chat earlier. I missed that. Welcome, Washed Up Squid. If you are still here, I hope you are. TJ Washed. Another driver we haven't seen out on the grid in a while. It is Dutchy? Oh, it is Dutchy. Okay. When don't I mess up pronunciation? Well, yeah. But, you know, I can try. TJ is J Chillin'. Love to see it. Casey Swanseeger. I'm not sure why I don't have the Noobs R Us liveries tonight. I did download liveries. I promise that. Thank you, Jose. Also, Jose, now that you're here, a brief... Okay, we can't do it right now. I can't... Wait, Jose, just hold up, okay? David Funk in the Funky Town livery trying to make a move onto Jace Wright. He was all over the rear diffuser there momentarily, but has not made anything of it. He's chasing David down quite handedly and has actually, after that little bit of an error, pulled a second, which that 1 second is going to give us time. We'll watch him through the Eau Rouge Radion complex. I take that back. I need to get better at camera queuing, probably. Neo Kabuki, welcome. Wanted to race tonight, but had to withdraw. Decided to eat dinner instead. Oh, come on, Neo. Who needs food? Food is over. No, obviously. Totally understandable. But as I said, David Funk here, he is gaining. That's why we did not want to turn off in just in case he made a move. But now, let's take a look. Jose. Do you know? Wait, what? Oh, hold up. Give me a second, everyone. Jose, yeah. I did change your name. I didn't change the picture. You love to see it. Aha! Now! Now you can see, Jose, that your name is in fact spelt correctly on the Patreon page. Massive thank you to all of our V12 exotics and our V8 muscle and inline 4 donors. Thank you so much. An inline 4 donor, that sounds like a medical thing, but I promise you it's not. It's just a big thank you to all of the people that support us, that's all. No organs being donated or anything here, I promise. But if you are interested in donating allegedly not organs or, your money, you can find us over on Patreon and, of course, contributing things like our new graphics, our new Patreon graphics, as well as some other new things that we have coming on stream. Of course, if you check the redemptions, change it to 4-banger. I would, but unfortunately, I don't run that side of the department. You're going to have to talk with the boss on that one, and I don't think Eric is going to be too for changing inline 4 to a 4-banger. Can we get a Dino Mike picture uploaded? Uploaded for what? Like an emote? I could look into that. I think there's a couple decent... I don't know, I'd have to probably literally have like a photo shoot in my Dino costume, which sounds like a miserable time for me. What's happened to Aiden Sai? Aiden Sai is facing the wrong way. Can we go back and catch this? Yes, we can. We're coming into the bus stop here. Aiden is rubber banding. Oh my... Okie dokie. Not... Okay. We get another Dino Mike calendar shoot. Now that is a good idea, and that is not safe driving. No, I don't think he was really, I don't think he knew he was driving. Uh-oh, Devin Anthony, what's happened here? Devin needs to get off the track. This is a terrible location to be. Nobody managed to tag him, and I even missed the replay. Oh, come on, Mike. He was trying to go for it to go to Hogwarts. Zay, I think he almost made it. Must have telecom internet. A dyno calendar? You know what? Maybe that's something we could do for our, like, maybe if we ever did like a super Patreon, you know? Like a super Patreon membership. It'd need to be more than what the current top tier is for me to have a dyno calendar, though I can think of some awesome poses to be in. John Hawley and, was that Jacob Church? Have they had a coming together? Let's see. So we're currently following along with John Hawley, who was involved with an incident in the same corner as Jacob Church. They're currently not really close to each other. Big slide from the Porsche. Tag from John Hawley. John Hawley going slow. And I think Jacob Church just takes to the outside there. Jacob Church with the yellow flag, actually just avoiding the contact. And lovely job there from Jacob. I had a point that I was trying to say before I got sidetracked, didn't I? Oh, yeah, I did. Yes, in terms of our race wheel, we have no longer, the dyno costume is currently off the cards for now, but first we need to get, of course, our AI commentator out of the box. So once you guys do that, well, just look forward to, we have some AI commentary coming your way if we do go that route. I think people must say it's not as fun as the dyno costume, but trust me, it's going to be well worth it. 71.2k points to go. Well, yeah, fair enough, Scott. We also have the commentating, of course, with Eric's wife, if you guys would like that. We have a couple co-commentator ones here in the works. I do need to find another dinosaur costume level 1. Kai Yo. Wow. Very hot onto the brakes into the corner. Luckily avoiding the rear bumper of David Funk and is going to rejoin the track safely. Nicely done from Kai to keep himself out of too much trouble there. Oh man, also Ollie Raza and Ryan McIntosh change in positions for P3. Ryan McIntosh has been dethroned off of the podium. Up next for Ali is going to be Pablo Navarrete. Pablo 3.5 seconds ahead of Ali, and Jake Wells 3.5 seconds ahead of Pablo. Kyle Heslin also in P... Oh, hang on, though. David Funk and Jace Wright, these two. Can't really separate them, can you? Doesn't matter who overtakes who at this point. David Funk, he is the Funk Master. And, well, bringing it to the cards here tonight. You love to see it. Leader is on the final lap also. So we are going to have 9 laps complete. The prediction earlier in chat, bang on. Is that Thomas Snoopy hitting the nail right on the head. Didn't even bend it at all. Two battles happening here on the last lap. Both ones to keep an eye on, of course. Ryan McIntosh and Ollie Raza. I don't think we're going to see Ryan able to get a run onto Ollie down the Kemmel Straight. That'd be quite the ask from a 992 onto a 296. Current fastest car in a straight line. No surprise at 276 kph. Pablo Navarrete in the McLaren. The Lexus only 13th quickest in a straight line also. That really surprises me. Ryan, what does he have left in the tank? Does he have enough to push and gain the position to Ollie Raza? I'm not sure. He's running out of corners. 1 sector left to go. And Jake Wells, who's led this race from the start, fastest lap in the race, fastest lap in qualifying, He will be starting from the back in race 2, barring he doesn't run out of fuel here at the end. Still a few more corners to go. Anything can happen in racing, and it normally does, so don't count it out, but I think Jake has this one pretty much sealed at this point. And a lovely drive on top of it as well. You, like I say, love to see it from Jake Wells, somebody who hasn't driven with us too much. I suck at this over on Twitch. An amazing guy just in general. I love Jake. Just like I say, just a genuinely awesome guy, very fun personality. If you guys are looking for a very cool streamer to watch when it comes to driving ACC, this is your guy. He's very quick, very talented, and very funny. And that's the full package. And tonight, Jake Wells, he gets the full package. Fastest lap, race win, and first position in qualifying, tries for the 360. Is he going to get it? No, he doesn't. Just the 180. A nice 180, to be fair. Pablo Navarrete takes P2, and Ali Raza in third here for race 1 of the series tonight. Ryan McIntosh takes fourth. Jace Wright comes to the line in fifth with David Funk not too far behind in sixth. Will Brunner will be taking 7th. Kyle Heslin in 8th. Kai Yo in 9th. And Kamal Kiatazovic rounding out our top 10. Battle to the end here with Liam Hinman and Professor Chronotis. They're going to go side by side, and Liam is going to take it at the end. Chronotis gets relinquished a position. Oh, we need to see that one. Let's go back and watch this from the start. So we're going to see these side-by-side action. We see Hinman all over Chronotis in that 296. A bit of a wobble before we even reach the apex. The inside cover it off heavily. Chronotis doing everything he can. Late on the brakes from Hinman. The switchback of the dreams as well as Chronotis just runs too deep. A bit of a wobble on exit. Wasn't able to cover the switchback off. And as a result, Liam Hinman takes the position and bumps Chronotis down one position, down to lucky number 13. And there is Provolone finishing off next to him. He finished in 19th, not the greatest result for Provi tonight. We'll see if we can land any race interviews. Pablo Navarrete, Ali Raza, and Jake Wells. I don't know. No, there's no, we can't do race interviews. That's right. We got to move on to the next segment. We'll have race interviews after race 2. No. Let's do it now. Why not? Literally. I have Jake in the green room already for some reason. I'm not sure why. We'll move Ali Raza rudely up. And if Pablo Navarrete decides to... Oh, holy smokes! Thank you, Jake Wells, for dropping a subscription. Jake, in the green room, you're going to be pulled down here for an interview, if you don't mind. So let's get on that. We're going to pull you down. Welcome both Jake Wells and Ali Raza, P1 and P3. Why don't we start here with Ollie. Ollie qualified in P6 at the start, finishing P3, and moving on into race 2. Well, you're not going to be starting at the very back, but how do you feel from race 1? Oh, hello? Wait, am I... Oh, no. They can't... Wait, hello? Can they hear me? Am I on push to talk? Oh, no. I think I messed it up. Oh, wait. Oh, I don't have my mic selected in Discord. Why did my microphone get reset? Hello, everyone. Green light. Can you hear me now? No, they can't. Okay, well, we might have to skip interviews tonight. I'm not sure what's going on with my Discord.
Actually, I wonder if the stream can hear us.
Hello?
Yeah,
No.
I don't know.
Wait, hello?
Mike, can you hear us?
Hello, yes, now we can hear you. Yes, no, you couldn't hear it. We couldn't hear you, and you couldn't hear me. Everything got reset. Everything got reset for some reason, so you love to see it. Congrats, Ollie Raza, Jake Wells. Why don't we start with Ollie, who got P3.
Okay.
Ollie, managing to finish there. What were your takes from that race? I mean, you started 6th, didn't have the greatest beginning, managed to gain some positions, though, at the start, and, well, finished on the podium, so nothing to really shake a stick at, but...
Yeah, I was trying to get the grasp of this track with this car. Spa is I'm not really good at this track. I need more work. I don't have that many hours. So I'm trying to, I didn't have the pace, but I kept it clean. So I saw a couple people, they just crashed. So I guess patience got me the podium. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, some new names out there for you to compete with as well, as we saw. So you got some competition there, Ollie.
Yeah, well, I mean, the McLaren is definitely really strong in this track, so let's see.
Yeah, it had to be nerfed. Also, we have, let's get on to Jake Wells, of course. Jake, taking the win. So as I said, new competition, a name that isn't new to the Tracklicious community, but new out there when it comes to racing with us. It's been a while since we've seen you on the grid. The grand finals was the last time. But you delivered tonight, Jake. I got to say, have you been practicing Spa?
That's basically like my favorite track. So yeah.
Okay, fair
But
enough.
also, I need to go after the gentleman who finished at P3. Don't talk bad about my McLaren.
Oh, I'm
She's
not talking
gorgeous.
bad. It's literally the best
No,
car in
you-
the
you-
game.
You didn't finish P. Oh.
Sorry, but it is.
It's the best car in the game at Spa. Yes. 100%.
Yeah, okay, fair enough, fair enough.
So don't expect any more wins out of a McLaren to finish off the season.
Turns out Silverstone next race, though, another track that's quite good for the McLaren, if I'm not mistaken. So
I absolutely hate Silverstone. It's one of my least favorite tracks.
it's my personal favorite track. Interesting, but no, Jake. Honestly, incredible drive tonight. You won it by 3.5 seconds. Managed to take pole position. You got fastest lap in the race and took the win. So an absolute grand slam in terms of the performance. How do you feel going on into the race 2 where you're starting at the very, very back of the grid?
I'm excited. I have done a ton of last to first stuff on Spa. So in a league setting, this is going to be an absolute blast. But I know last to first, when you have reverse kind of grid stuff like this on Spa, is going to be absolutely carnage.
So keep
And
it
if it's
clean.
not, that's great. But yeah, there's going to be a few times where I'm going to have to jam the brakes, and Ollie's going to have to do the same thing. But we'll kind of, if you kind of pay attention to the back cars, I mean, we'll be weaving in and out, just kind of working together just to get through the field. And then once few laps are through, you'll really start to kind of see just the difference. But no, it's going to be a blast. Like I know a lot of these guys in here, and we've all been talking a lot of crap to each other. So it's just been a blast. I'm excited for the Tracklicious reverse grid, and I mean, what you guys do, this is something I was really looking forward to. And I told my wife, I'm like, hey, we're gonna figure out how to get the kids down because I want to race in this thing. She said, whatever you want.
That's awesome.
Let's go.
That's awesome.
So yeah, Mike, I appreciate you having us in, and we'll catch you later, I think.
Well, we'll see, Jake. We'll see how you finish in race 2. We'll see if we catch you later on. But yeah, thank you, and good luck, of course, heading on into the next one.
Oh, I don't think we'll be talking at the end of this race, but yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. All right. Good luck, guys.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Good luck, Ollie.
Thanks. Yeah, you too, man.
Awesome. That was Ollie Raza and Jake Wells. We got a lot of time before we have our next session. We can see it up in the background, but that is not what matters, folks. I promise you this. What matters is you guys are up next in terms of racing, and you know what that means, chat. You know what that means. It's Stream Racer time. Why don't we head on into it and get down into that session? Like I say, here we go. Stream Racer. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Okay, we're going to head back into the booth momentarily. I don't know how I got into the track builder. That's the wrong thing. No. Oh, goodness. What have I done? What have I done? I need to restart the game, actually. I have no idea what happened there. It just launched me into... Okay, well, you know, this stream is just rife with technical difficulties, but, you know, you absolutely love to see it, right? A little early on that one, John Holly. Give it a second. We'll get there. Had some minor technical difficulties. Definitely don't blame the streamer on that one. Definitely not. Now though, now you can type !race and join the session. Let's head on into that one. For real this time. There we go. Okay. !race, everybody, to get involved here tonight. So, !race, I'll get involved as well. Let's see how you guys do, chat. Let's see how you do. We got our previous champions in here as well, I'm pretty sure. We have quite a few race winners tonight. I wish there was a way. Like I say, we need to develop some sort of leaderboard for this. I don't know how, but we do need to. If anyone has any ideas. Hey, John, a little early on the ! boost. My goodness. You don't have to do the ! race? What, do you just type race? Oh, you just type race? That's how Nightbot got into it last time. Nightbot ended up into the race last time, and I wasn't sure how. We got 9 drivers in here. We got Devin Anthony, One Bigley, John Hawley, me, Neo Kabuki, Jace Wright, Jacob. Oh my goodness, Jace Wright, Neo Kabuki. Also, I think I missed that. Raleigh Dutchy, and Beachley and Zay. So exclamation mark race. You guys have 1 minute to join. We'll get Eric in here as well. Why not? Eric can be Trackalicious. So 1 whole minute to get into the session, everybody. Or just type race, whatever, exclamation mark race, whatever. It all works. This is going to be, of course, you guys versus each other. Now, anyone watching wondering what the heck they're about to get into, buckle in, everybody. Let's just say that. Buckle up. It's going to be quite the session, I will say. But we'll see how they manage tonight. Of course, we have our previous champions. The formation lap at spot. Oh, we got plenty of time, don't worry. We still got 7 minutes, and yeah, we got plenty of time. But yeah, this is one of the more fun events that we do, I think, putting chat against each other. Like I say, it seems like you guys seem to enjoy it. So, well, even the local pigeons have to wear seatbelts for this one. So buckle up, everybody, because we're about to get into it. Let's see, who's starting at the front? The pole position basically does not matter. Nobody is really starting in the front, so we're going to be green. Eric's off to an amazing start with John Hawley behind. That's going to be a 3 wide into the first quarter. There's some bumping and banging. You know how it goes. Actually, some ghosting as our contact at the start. Must not be. The driver's lovely jump. Everybody scatters. It's like a piñata, pretty much. Justin Beachley, Raleigh Dutchy landing on their wheels. Eric has managed to get himself stuck. Justin Beachley gets taken out by Raleigh. Raleigh absolutely clobbering Justin into the grandstands, causing mass casualty. Jace Wright having a little jump as well as Zay. We see Neo Kabuki going to be trying to make the best of it. I am also going to get off fairly well here. Now, we're going to go for a little bit of a race. Both Neo Kabuki and I, everybody else behind, having a bit of a tussle. Not much in terms of, I have no idea what's going on. A boost from John Hawley. We'll see if that was too much. A boost from Neo Kabuki puts me into the lead as it stands. Mike Nause, let's go. I've not done any exclamation mark boosts, so that's, oh, here we go. Rally gets stuck in the ground. He boosted so hard. Interesting. Zay off the track. That's going to be absolutely detrimental to the lap time of Zay, unfortunately. One Bigley also going to be down through the bullards. Makes it through very clean. I'm somehow upside down after the jump. That's why. Going to be taking some tires and cones with me as well. I'm a very generous man. I take the cone all the time. Rally, also very generous. Bringing a tire with them. Going to have a spare in case one blows. Jace Wright with a lovely landing. I'd call that a nice 6 out of 10. Fair enough, you know. One Bigley. Ooh, Zay with a 0. John Hawley basically just dead. Rally leading the way, though, with a tire on the front of the car. Basically a Jeep driver as it stands. Will hop on board with Raleigh Duche. You can see the lack there of vision, and I am going to have a heyday with that as I've dropped the cone off through the final apex. Yo, let's go! Mike Nause is going to take the win. That's me. How did that happen? Jace Wright makes contact with Raleigh Duche at the very end. Raleigh is going to get the boost pad and take the win over Jace Wright. Jace takes second. Zay, a drag race to the end, side by side with John Hawley. We have Eric getting bulldozed by the Bullard. Jacob Church is going to get assisted by John Hawley to the line, but Eric beats him out by just a quarter of a millimeter. Now, Zay can't quite contest the Bullard. Devin Anthony gets the overtake at the very end, taking P second to last, and last place, or P third to last, excuse me, last place is going to belong to Justin Beachley, who is literally nowhere near the finish line. Justin, what were you doing? Justin, what are you, where'd you learn to drive, dude? This is awful. Reverse commentator curse, honestly, though. I don't know how I took the win there. But hey, I'm a champion, everyone. Let's go. So, oh, come on, Justin. What are you doing, man? This is like, I don't want to say this is like your GT4 driving, but oh, just a few more corners to go, and the time limit has come to a close. Unfortunately, Justin Beachley with a DNF. I take the win. Let's go. Raleigh Duche, or Dutchy, excuse me, taking P2. Jace Wright in third. Eric in fourth. Justin, Jacob Church in 5th. John Hawley giving Jacob an assist at the very end as well for that 5th and 6th position. Neo Kabuki in 7th, Evan Anthony in 8th, Zay in 9th, and Justin with a DNF, an F in chat for Justin. What a fun race. I win. Let's go. I love when I win. Didn't even have to do anything. So whoever, I think before in the session said that the exclamation mark boosts aren't that good, I think it's very track dependent. If there's a lot of straights, I think you're pretty good. But if there isn't, then yeah, you're going to be in a pretty poor situation yourself. Also, it seems that we have somehow worked our way into perfect timing for this session. I don't know how we've managed it, but this is optimal. Let's just call it that. We're going to head on into the session now at literally the perfect timing. Okay, cool. So we can see our drivers, and 2 minutes 30 on the clock. Whoever took me out, remember, I'm a steward, says Justin. Justin, I think you were the problem in that one. A quarterly leaderboard would be rad. Channel points in the winter for the... Yeah, channel points for the winner. I don't know if I can do that, but that's a good idea. I wonder if I can do that. That's a good idea. As we have it, though, we got to get in here and meet our drivers. Starting off here. In P1, it is going to be Matt Melanson, finishing in P last time around. He's going to be taking pole at the start of this one with Casey Swanseeger company in P2. The number 84 Noobs R Us car going to be starting at the front. Justin Moffitt in the Crazy Rabbits Racing in 3rd with Devin Anthony company in 4th. The Rockefeller Racing not too happy with their previous race. Well, they get a time to make it up this time and in 4th. David Alicea, the Noobs R Us driver in P5. The number 88 Puerto Rican in the McLaren Evo 2 with Jason Provolone company in the It Ain't Easy Being Cheesy Audi in P6. Jacob Church going to be lined up in 7th in the One Bigley Lexus with Reggie King in another Lexus in the Nutella livery Lexus in P8. John Hawley going to be 9th quickest in the Noah livery 410 McLaren Evo 2. Aiden Tsai going to be rounding out our top 10 here in the Curb Crew Racing with Jacob Cunningham company in 11th in the Honda NSX. We have Professor Kenotis, 12th quickest in the number 42296, the Canadian driver, with Liam Hinman company in 13th. Carlos Guzman going to be 14th quickest in the Aston Martin, the number 139 in the Genshin Yula, with Kamal Kietazovic in the Crazy Rabbits Racing BMW for company in 15th. Kai Yo in 16th with Kyle Heslin company in P17th, and the Hess McLaren blue and gold. I think I called it black and gold earlier. It's blue and gold. Will Brunner going to be lined up in 18th, the number 98 with David Funk company in 19th. Jace Wright rounding out our top 20. Ryan McIntosh, after finishing P4, will be in P21 with Ollie Raza company in 22nd. Pablo Navarrete P23, and starting last but most certainly not least, it is going to be the Jacob Wells, I suck at this, of course, on Twitch, the McLaren Evo 2, number 8, bringing up the back of the grid. And we'll see what these drivers have in store for us tonight. Of course, reverse grid, as Jake said in the interview, League Racing. It really can spice things up when it comes to these last to first challenges. Jake, not unfamiliar with starting in P last, but it's a different beast with League Racing. Of course, these drivers much quicker and much more consistent. Let's hope that reigns true, of course, as anything can happen in racing, and it normally does. And Thomas Snoopy says, this should be fun. Oh, yes, it most certainly should. I am really looking forward to this. Jacob Wells at the back of the grid. Can't even see him. He's so far down in terms of the time charts. And Matt Melanson in P1. Now, Matt Melanson, also a very quick driver. So maybe a little bit of sandbagging from race 1 and able to take that last position. Jose with a hydrate. Fair enough, fair enough. Get some water before this session. as we have quite the outlap here. A little bit of time to go and get your snacks. Of course, don't go and make any popcorn, though. You don't quite got that much time. But definitely, hopefully have a little snack with you tonight for this outlap before we get to the green flag, because it is, as I said, 4.3 miles, one of the longer tracks here in ACC. It was founded back in 1921. The current layout, though, we use is from 2020, of course, after had a few iteration changes. It had the most recent being in the Eau Rouge Radion complex, a slight modification to the runoff, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But this layout, actually, that we use in ACC probably is the 2019 one, which actually had those changes, obviously, from what happened in the Formula 2 race here, and the resulting tragedy, of course. And Thomas Snoopy there cheering on the Honda NSX. Currently in P11, Jacob Cunningham. He's got some work to do if he's going to win this race. We'll see. That's definitely, well, he's got a lot of work to do. I'm not sure that's on the cards here tonight, the win necessarily. But as I said before, anything can happen in racing, and it, well, normally does. So we will see. Matt Melanson just entering Sector 3. Still a few more corners to go. But the calm before the storm. Of course, we have Pitwall live as well. If you guys are interested, you can check out the Pitwall, ! Pitwall in chat. I guess while we're waiting, big thank you to our Patreon members as well. All our Patrons are on screen. If you guys are interested, down in the description, you can find a link to that as well as ! Patreon in chat. We also have, of course, races coming up. Our GT3 series, that's going to be Hungaroring on the 19th, this Sunday, with our Porsche Cup support series. Also, Maserati Madness on the 27th, with our GT4 series on Monday, both open and rookies. And, of course, you are watching here tonight, our GT3 reverse grid, the M2 reverse grid has wrapped up. But I will say, I would love to see a Honda win. I'd love to see, honestly, nothing more. But you can't always get what you want. And, well, we'll find out. Energy being thrown the way of Cunningham as well. That was actually, I missed that. But yes, that was for him initially. The driver is now coming down the start-finish straight to the first corner, where we will be cresting that before heading down to the Eau Rouge Radion complex, where we will be going green. As we have it, I will say, Casey Swanseger, maybe not the most familiar with starting a race up in P2. Matt Melanson, I think he is. I think he has led a few races, if I'm not mistaken, but we'll see. Leading a race is definitely a challenge. The driver is now coming down the hill towards the Eau Rouge Radion complex with Matt Melanson in P1, Casey Swanseger in P2. I'm Mike Nause in the booth here at Spa-Francorchamps as we come down to the line, and we are about to go green, green, green now, heading down to the Eau Rouge Radion complex, and it's going to be a smashing start for the McLaren behind. That's Devin Anthony, who's going to be trying to make moves early on, side by side with Justin Moffat into Eau Rouge. And they are going to make it out in one piece. We see 3 wide behind. This is going to be interesting. Coming back onto the Kemmel Straight on the grass is the McLaren. I think that was Aiden's side. As the trees block our view, we have loads of side-by-side action. Up at the front, Casey Swanseger is going to be pressuring Matt Melanson. Matt Melanson leaves the inside very open, and Casey is going to take it with both hands and take the lead of this race. Nicely done from Casey Swanseger early on, managing to take it. We see Matt running wide as well. That's going to give potentially a run to Devin Anthony as we head down towards the Rivage complex. And side by side, Devin Anthony on the inside. He should have this overtake, but it is going to turn to the left before No Name. Luckily, he is by. Up into P2, Devin Small Block Anthony in the Rockefeller Racing with Matt Melanson behind in P3. It's a terrible start for our pole sitter. Melanson down 2 positions early on. Justin Moffat in P4. with Provolone biting at his heels in 5th. Provolone could be on for a smasher result tonight if he can keep himself consistent. That's the biggest thing. That's going to be one position gifted to him as Melanson runs wide. Now, side by side, we go into the Fangnas. It's going to be Provolone advantage here for the inside line, and he's on the racing line as well. Should get the better exit, but it is going to turn to the outside once again. He needs to be late on the brakes and decisive. They remain side by side. This is some incredible action between the two friends. And it looks like Jason Provolone is going to have the better drive with that Audi, the V10, able to put that power down much better. And he is going to hold that position. Devin Anthony up in the front, making gains into the race lead. Side by side, Casey Swanseeker and Devin Anthony, they have a little bit of a brush now heading into the bus stop chicane. Need to keep it clean. Devin, what does he have? He can definitely get this done onto the Kemmel Straight, I think, if he's very patient with his moves. Devin, small block Anthony, what does he have in with the McLaren Evo 2? Of course, the twin turbocharged V8 this time around. Nothing like the 350 of the Camaro that he is ever so not used to, but used to destroying. I also haven't touched on the drivers in the back. I should probably touch on some of them. Jake Wells says, this is holy, what a kerfuffle going on in this. This is incredible. I should have been back here a while ago. Jake Wells, Jace Wright, Carlos Guzman, Liam Hinman, Jacob Church. This is just a cluster on track. This is awesome. This is what reverse grids are, everyone. I really should have had my eyes back here. Apologies, but this is where it is. You can see the moves. Jake Wells going to be trying to get by Liam Hinman on the Kemmel Straight. He is going to go 3 wide, actually, as Carlos Guzman and Jace Wright have a run on him. Inside line being taken for Jake, but he does manage to hold the position. Way deep onto the brakes. There goes the BMW, and Jake Wells is round after being tapped. Big now battle into the back. We see Ollie Raza in this action as well. You can't take your eyes off of this for a second because I fear that the worst is going to happen, and it has. We see a car spun around. That was Pablo Navarrete who tags that's Kamal Kiatazovic getting involved in that as well. That was inevitable. Ollie Raza getting off fairly decent early here with Jacob Cunningham in front in the NSX. He is down massively from the beginning. David Funk also stranded at the back of Eau Rouge Radion. I'm not sure what happened there. What a start, though, that we've had here. Lap 1 could not be more intense as we remain side by side. That's Ryan McIntosh and Kai Yo. Oh, big send from the Lexus. Jacob Church, slight misjudgment on the brakes. Almost goes right into the back there of Will Brunner. Luckily, he doesn't. But unluckily for him, he is back now a few more positions, rejoining in P21. Just behind Pablo Navarrete. Pablo Navarrete making a move on to Matt Melanson. I talked Matt Melanson up early, I gotta say. Maybe not quite the pace of a race leader. My apologies. Is getting swamped up there. I swear Matt's led races, though. I swear Matt's led races. It must just be an off night for him. I think he's pretty quick. Ollie Raza lining up the NSX into the first corner, not able to do it. Also behind, Pablo Navarrete getting a bit impatient behind that McLaren Evo 2 of Heslin. Carlos Guzman in P11, trying to make his way into the top 10 with John Hawley in front currently. Up at the very front, Devin Anthony. Whoa! Big contact into the wall. We're 4 wide, and everything has flipped on its head immediately. That was insane. Let's go back and catch that again. The cameraman hopefully able to catch the resulting action a little bit better. So we're coming up Eau Rouge Radion here. What has happened? Bit of a contact sending that McLaren wide. That unsettles the Aston. The Aston hits into the side of Jacob Church and then slams into the wall. As they all come onto the straight, you can see that Aston Martin coming to a slow, and as has come into the pits, Carlos Guzman looking like that might be the end of his session. Hopefully he gets back out. Big things happening on lap 2, though. Casey Swanseeger was battling for P1. In fact, actually was leading the race at one point during this race. Whoa. Big send from behind. Liam Hinman getting a bit exuberant on his brakes. David Alicea, the Puerto Rican driver, in P9. That's also a big note. Ryan McIntosh behind. Ryan showed his pace in the previous race, I will say, so I don't think David is, well, all right, that answers that. However, I think David can hold on to Will Brunner. Now, that is a doable battle here. David going to be holding off these two drivers behind, make himself as wide as he can in that Noobs RS McLaren. Coming out down the back kink. Of course, Blanchimont, one of the most famous corners in the world, towards the bus stop chicane. Side by side, David is going to have to really go late on the brakes to hold it. Oh, he goes extremely late on the brakes, in fact, much too so. Taking my advice a little too literally, and is going to lose like 7 or 8 positions. Wow, that is really unfortunate for the McLaren driver. John Hawley, this is such amazing action. Flash of the headlights as there's a big send from the Porsche, and Ollie Raza gets tagged. Ollie Raza's round in the first corner, which tags the Porsche again. Will Brunner, a misjudgment of braking, and he has taken out, whoa, and he's parked in the middle of the track again. And has, oh no, Matt Melanson, he comes up into the side of him. Will Brunner killing 2 stones with 1 bird in that encounter. You hate to see it. Jake Wells has resumed now side by side with John Hawley down the back straight. John not going to fight that one. Jace is the next victim for him. But what a cluster of a race so far. Oh no, and as I say that, we have contact on the exit of the first chicane. Liam and Chronotis have a bit of a coming together. Chronotis very much stranded, rejoins fairly safely there, Liam does. Unfortunately, so let's see here, just catching. So we're rejoining the track, side by side with Chronotis. It's a tough one. Gonna go on down to the stewards? I have no doubt. That camera angle really not doing us justice. Hey, curse? Oh, come on. We're almost into the triple digits now. Was that a curse? All right, fair. Whoa! I thought that was the back of the bumper, no doubt, for Kyle. Everywhere you look, it seems, there is 3-way, 4-way, 5-way, and even more battles on this track. I cannot believe my eyes. This is what the GT3 reverse grid is, everybody. If you guys want to be a part of this, please do. !reverse, I think. You can find a link directly to this championship if you guys do want to join. Also, all of our other championships are available on SimGrid. Link to that in chat as well. This is some amazing action. Even Doc Milwee, hats off from him. That is how you know this is a good race. The Pakistan Zinabad going off the track, so eager on the overtake, but up ahead we see some battling between Jace Wright and Jake Wells. Jace was ahead at the initial engagement. Jake trying to make his way back up the field. Of course, he took the win in the last race, quite dominantly, in fact, by 3.5 seconds by the end. He's looking to make up some ground early on. Well, early on, we're halfway through this race. It's not even that early. This race is flying by. Bit of bumping and banging behind. Let's pay no mind to that. Side by side, no room whatsoever coming through Eau Rouge and Radion. Jake Wells gonna be on to the inside, and we see both drivers cutting the track, keeping their foot in it the entire time. That's another one of those track warnings. If he keeps, both of those drivers keep that up. Actually, Jake Wells managed to keep it valid. I have no idea how. It looked like Jake was fully 4 off the track there, but the stewards deeming him valid on the track, so fair play to him. He gets the overtake done fairly onto Jace Wright, the controller king. Also, podium battle between Justin Moffat, Provolone, and Sai. I don't think this battle's going anywhere. They seem fairly content with each other at the moment, though this is the back sector, so we'll see. Devin Anthony, though, gotta say, hasn't put a foot wrong yet. He needs to keep his head cool, calm, and collected, though. That's the biggest thing around in these circumstances. Leading a race, I don't know how much experience Devin has, and it can be quite pressuring, especially when you're pulling this gap. You can fall into a little bit of a false sense of security and, well, put it into the barrier very easily, or pick up a drive-through penalty, as I was just saying. But gotta say, Devin Anthony and that McLaren looking good together. let's go back down to the carnage now, shall we? As we have three-way battle between Jacob Cunningham, Kyle Hesslin, and Ollie Raza. This is where the spice, they pretty much dumped an entire packet of cayenne pepper here. At least in this mid-pack. Are we going to see a move into the bus stop chicane? The car's flat out. You can hear those engines not even yielding. Now outside line being picked for the McLaren. The NSX on the inside. He should have the defense. But will we see a switchback? We saw it earlier to the line. This exact opportunity. But there we see. That's Jacob Cunningham taking a much tighter line than Professor Chronotis did earlier. And able to cover that switchback off much better. Now back up at the front, Justin Moffat heavily under pressure, but that's a big out-of-shape Audi. Provolone has lost it and manages to catch it somehow. I really thought that was race over for Provolone. We're going to go on board with the Audi driver and see what it was like first person here, as we're going to bottom out, not on this first part of the curve, but the second part. Actually, we already unsettled a little bit on the first part. That's kind of what caused it. Wow, what a save. Wrestling the car back onto the track and milking the cow very nicely. Provolone manages to keep it together. Side by side, we resume into Rivage, and it looks like Aiden Sai is up into P2 very handedly. Does Justin Moffat have a response? It doesn't look like it. Looking at the lap times as well, I'm not sure Justin has the pace to keep up with Aiden. Last time around was about 8/10 quicker for Aiden Sai. Taking a look down into P9 now, Jake Wells. He is behind the likes of Kai Yo, as well as Reggie King. Now Jake, he made up some ground, and then he lost some ground, and now he's made up some more ground. He's up 14 positions. That's not even our biggest winner tonight. Ryan McIntosh is actually up 15, currently our biggest gainer. Something has happened to the 27 car as well. That's Jacob Cunningham, unfortunately going to be round, I think, in no name. And he actually is going to resume behind Jacob Church and David Alicea, unfortunately. So I missed it, but Jake Wells has got by Kaio. Now going to be going for, well, gone for Reggie King. That looked pretty easy. I don't think Reggie fought that too hard. Up next, Casey Swanseeger. And Jake Wells, I think he's already lining up the inside line here. But too far back. Pretty tough to make a move into the first corner, I gotta say. Oh, okay, take that back. All right. No. All right. Yeah. As I was saying, tough to make a move into the first corner. Jake Wells does it easily. I don't think Casey fought that one, to be fair, but my point still immediately rubbed in my face. Pablo Navarrete has explored the track one too many times and has picked up a drive-through penalty. Pablo finished in P2 as well last time around, so gonna hurt his results in terms of the championship fight. Side by side, we go into the first chicane. Into Lacombe, 2x2 in fact. It's a lovely display of driving tonight, I do gotta say. We've been seeing so much side-by-side action. We've seen some bumping and banging, but I gotta say, this is some clean racing through and throughout the entire field. Maybe a little bit of brushing there between Pablo Navarrete and Jace Wright, but like I said, nothing major really. I had the pleasure of commentating a race earlier, I won't say where, but it wasn't this clean, let's just say this. There was a lot more bumping and a lot more banging, and there were drivers of a much higher caliber as well, which is kind of saying something, as they were pro drivers, in fact, and driving terribly. Oh, Ollie Raza, look at that. Now that was an opportunistic send. Ollie Raza just slipping his way down the inside. Reggie King also getting overtaken there by Pablo Navarrete. Reggie under threat from Liam next. Pablo still has that drive-through penalty. He needs to serve that within 3 laps or he will be receiving a more hefty penalty. Jace Wright, Ollie Raza. I think Ollie Raza, he sees it. He sees a move here. I don't know what that man sees when it comes to like the calculations that he does in his brain for the overtakes, but he pretty much thinks an entire lap ahead. And there he goes, outside line being taken. We see also another McLaren. That's Liam just taking to the outside of the track. Some clattering of the side panels there between Ollie Raza and Jace Wright, but Ollie is going to retain that position. And looks to actually like Ollie doesn't get it done. He's going to have to keep it on. Had a lovely send, but Jace fights it back. Side by side we go. Ollie going to give him a little bit of a squeeze into the Eau Rouge Radion. The car unsettled for Ollie early on. Both drivers taken to the off track. And Jace, I think, definitely had that position from the start. Ollie almost actually losing it into the barrier. Pablo Navarrete needs to serve the drive-through penalty this lap, so needs to not cause a collision, please. Oh, thank you, Pablo. Also, shout out there to, I think that was Kai. No, that was Casey. Casey getting out of the way of that collision, I gotta say. That was good driving from Casey Swanseeger to avoid that. Very easily could have been a catastrophe. Ollie Raza finally into Rivage, or newly named Brussels, now into No Name. No, he doesn't have it. Through No Name, Jace sends it back. Ollie Raza is stuck. Jake Wells, he's been making his way back up the field now, 2.5 seconds off of Jason Provolone. We'll keep an eye, though, on this battle between Jace and Ollie. Ollie, I mean, we all know the pace of Ollie, and we all know the pace of Jace Wright, but I gotta say, Jace he's one of those drivers that has impressed me beyond words as of late. Well, even with a controller, barring the fact that he's on a controller, just in terms of pure talent alone, he's improved so much, and word has it, he's going to be getting a wheel soon, TM. So we'll see if that's true, or when that's true, I should say. But as it stands, Jay's still on a controller, and, well, he is dominant on that controller. So once he gets a wheel, it is going to be terrifying. Whoa! Big squeeze. Jace, eager to keep that position. Ollie, going to have to be going for a send onto the outside. Bit far back to make that happen. Can he go for the switchback? No, it's covered off lovely. Actually, well, it was open. But Ollie not with the best exit to capitalize. Jacob Cunningham is off again, unfortunately. And we saw Pablo Navarrete into the pits. Ollie on the outside, just not able to get the overtake. This is brutal. Absolutely brutal. Kyle Heslin has even joined this action. It's been such a, well, bottleneck, really, for Ollie Raza. Whoa, and Heslin making his own way downtown as well. Jace Wright covering the inside. Ollie Raza on the outside, down the Kemmel straight. He has the overspeed. He needs to go late enough onto the brakes to secure it before we reach corner entry, and he does exactly that. This should be job done, but he gets a wiggle. Is that it? No, okay. Even with the wiggle, Kyle Heslin actually capitalizes on the mistake, and Jace Wright drops 2 positions there in just 2 corners. And John Hawley, never driven a GT3 at Spa before. Wow, that's fun. That's awesome. This is your first time at Spa in a GT3? Yeah, this track has a real special place in my heart. Just super fun to watch motor racing at, you know, in terms of driving as well. It's just, driving anything around this track is super fun. It doesn't matter if it's go-karts or, like, literally lawnmowers. Or GT3 cars that have 650 horsepower apiece. They all are fun. Ollie Raza and Kyle Heslin having a scrap. But we are on the last lap. And Devin Anthony has come under pressure at the very end from Aiden Sy. There's a few more corners to go. Devin just needs to keep it on track. That's his only job. Plant it in the middle. Keep it on track. He's too far back. That's too deep. Needs to keep it on. Oh, it's not too deep. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that was filthy. Oh, that was filthy. Aiden Sy with the most savage overtake I have seen in a long time. Devin had nothing he could do there. We need to watch that again. So we send, let's look at this. Lines it up on the outside, late on the brakes, sets the corner entry up, for the apex, takes the corner apex by the time we reach the second part of the bus stop. And just like that, we have a race winner in Aiden Sai. Devin Anthony taking P2. Gonna be devastated after that, but I think Devin's gonna be more than happy with a P2, let's be real. Justin Moffitt in third. Ryan McIntosh takes fourth after gaining 16 positions. Jake Wells takes fifth after gaining 18 positions. Jason Provolone in sixth. Kai Yo in seventh. Casey Swanseeger in eighth. And Reggie King in ninth. Jace Wright rounding out our top 10. And let's go Ollie Razor, says Mad Life. Ollie not able to make up as much positions as we expected. Only up 10 from the back of the grid. We'll see if we can get an interview with our drivers, Aiden Side, Devin Anthony, and Justin Mothman Moffitt. We have Devin Anthony in the stream room. We're just looking for a few other drivers. Like I said, Aiden, if you are in Twitch chat, please head over into the green room or just make yourself known here in the Twitch chat and we can direct you. And Justin Moffitt, could you, if you would like, head over to the green room for a post-race interview. As we head back into the booth here. Welcome back, everybody. What a race. What a race. That was so much fun. Spa-Francorchamps never disappoints. We got Silverstone next week, so definitely look forward to that one as well. We'll get some replays up in the background while we wait for our drivers to head on into the green room. And it seems like everyone was enjoying that. And with good right as well, Jace Wright in chat. Let's pull our drivers in. We have Devin Anthony. That's it. Okay. Justin, if you don't want to take an interview, that's all good. But I'd love to hear an interview from you, Justin. As we have it, though, Devin Small Block Anthony up on the podium positions. Devin, how does it feel for your first Trackalicious podium?
Oh, it feels great. Not so small anymore, huh?
No, it's the small block. It's not about you.
I know, I'm just joking.
It's not your block fun. That I'm talking about, Devin.
Yeah, that last turn, I knew he was going to do that switchback on me.
Dude, there was nothing you could do. That was filthy. That was a savage, filthy, it should have been illegal overtake, but there was nothing you could do. I mean, he sent it on the outside, he outbroke you, took the apex, and kept it on track the whole time. I mean, in terms of overtakes, that was probably the definition of a textbook overtake.
Right, yeah.
But gotta give you credit, man. You held on. You held on for so long. What changed it at the end? Was it just that he was quick enough to have the pace on you and catch you? Because you had a pretty good gap built up at one point. I wasn't paying too much attention to your lap time, but...
I was from somebody else, so... He was catching up. I don't know where he started, though.
Yeah, Justin started, let's see. He actually started in P3 and remained P3. But yeah, Aiden Sai, the one who won the race, he started down, gained 8 positions, started in P9 to take the race win. And it looks like...
Yeah, he was doing 58. He was going to be faster.
Yeah, very quick boy out there. But Devin, congratulations, dude. It's awesome to see you up on the podiums. You know, it's a reverse grid race, so, you know, some people may say not quite deserved, but hey, you did everything you needed to, right? You held on to it, you drove it, and any one of these drivers, the biggest thing with you, staying on track. And Devin, round of applause. You did it this time around, so...
Yeah, that first race, oh my gosh, I was mad at myself.
It happens, man. I understand, you know. Urs Radion, it's... you know, taketh and it giveth away, or it giveth and it taketh. So, but yeah, Justin, like I said, we see Justin Muffet, or Muffman Moffat in chat. If you want to come into the green room, more than welcome. If not, I totally understand. But Devin, anything you'd like to say before you head on out?
Good race, everybody. Definitely fun, like always.
Yeah.
I'll see you in the next one.
Absolutely. Silverstone will be up next, and we'll see how you do in that one, Devin.
Nice.
Awesome.
All right, I'll see you later.
Yes, indeed. And there's an ad break. Oh, my goodness. There's an ad break at the very end. Oh, my goodness.
Nobody heard us.
No, it just started. It started right as I want to go in and do all the closing stuff. Whatever, I'll wait. That's fine. Devin, thank you very much. Have a good one.
All right,
But,
see ya.
yep. Unfortunately, some drivers not quite able to make it up. Your PC shut down already. Kid duty. You got it, Moff. You got it. I totally understand. We got to... Also, I should probably have been looking for a raid in the meantime. I'm a professional streamer tonight, everyone. I promise. Mike Nause, the professional Twitch streamer. So, definitely, yeah, professional. Yeah. We'll call it that. Oh, here we go. Now, this is a... Are we driving some ACC here tonight? We are. Okay, we're going to go and raid some Mad Moses. Let's go. Let's go watch some Mad Moses driving around, looks like Spa out of the mini feed. I think we're going to go and see some more Spa action tonight. So we're going to hit that raid. We're going to raid Mad Moses. Big thank you to everyone in chat tonight. Massive thank you so much for being a part of this, keeping me entertained. Of course, I'm Mike Nause in the booth. It's been an incredible, incredible race one here for the GT3 series. We have next week Silverstone. No, not next week, I think. The week after Silverstone. Next week is Thanksgiving. So the week after that, I think, is going to be Silverstone. Why don't I just pop up the calendar? That might help. But we'll pop up the calendar at the very end. So once again, big thank you to everyone. Of course, all of our information, all the events that we have here can be found over on SimGrid. Make sure you guys check that out. Hit the follow button for the Discord. Get involved with that. Hit the follow button here on Twitch. Massive thank you to everyone that has done that. Big thank you to all of our subscribers and our patrons and our donations as well. You guys make it possible what we do here. So massive thank you to you guys. Like I say, cannot thank you enough. Thank you so, so much. But that's going to be it. We're going to be heading over to Mad Moses. So I hope everyone has a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in this fine world. Thank you and good night.